In this episode, I'm going to continue summarizing the quest lore for the Worgen starting zone. Now, this is the second video in the series, so if you missed the first one, then go ahead and click this link right over here and that'll start you from the beginning. But if you're caught up, then let's jump right into it and find out what's going on in World of Warcraft. So it's been a crazy few weeks. I recently just finished up a lot of projects for my bachelor's degree in film and media production with a focus in editing. And thank goodness that's done. And after all of that, I really needed a break. So last weekend, thank you for being patient and understanding. But we're back into it and it's time to continue where we left off with the Worgen. So, here we go. Last time we were heading into the cellar filled with artillery munitions, and once we arrived, we found Josiah Avery scared in the corner. He says to not look at him and that he wants to be left alone. Right then and there, Josiah bites you right before he gets shot by Lorna Crowley, who happens to be Lord Crowley's daughter. She mentions that Josiah was turning into one of the Worgen, and says that this arsenal is a really good start to helping out the whole situation. She also mentions that there's a bunch of Worgen outside, and wants you to take one of her mastiffs and go kill 6 Bloodfang lurkers. So you head out, kill the 6 Bloodfang lurkers, then you head back to report. Now that the threat in the streets is taken care of, she says that she'll round up some help to get these cannons into position, and rewards you with the time-worn staff for helping out. Hopefully you're playing a class that can use that. Lorna then tells you that they'll take it from here, and to inform King Greymane that the arsenal is now at his disposal. So you head back to Greymane to report. He says that the amount of firepower in that cellar is enough to level half of a district, and that it might have to come to that. But before we blow everything up, Greymane says that there's still a civilian trapped on the other side of the prison, and not just any civilian. His name is Krenin Aranas, and he's one of the most brilliant alchemists in the world. So you need to rescue him before you can get trigger happy with those cannons. Not that cannons have triggers, but you get what I'm talking about. Greymane offers you his horse to speed things up a bit, so you mount the horse and make your way past the prison, running down a ton of Worgen. Save Krenin from a tree, and wow, look at that amazing animation. Once that's done, you run up to Lord Godfrey. He tells you to make sure that Krenin gets out of the city safely, and that's when the cannons start going off. Looks like things are starting to heat up here. Now you make your way down to Greymane Court to rally up, and once you arrive, King Greymane tells you that the next decisions from here will be critical. Then you speak with Lord Crowley, who says that his men have fortified their position within the cathedral and are ready for what comes next. He's about to head out there, and on the way he plans on killing a bunch of Worgen and offers you to ride along. So you jump on the back of the horse with him and proceed to rally up a bunch of Worgen, throwing torches at him as you make your way towards the cathedral. Once you arrive, you walk up to Tobias Mistmantle. He says that now is the time to put a dent in the Worgen numbers, and wants you to use the rebel cannons, killing 80 Bloodfang stalkers. So now you get to do what you've been wanting to do this entire time. You mount the cannon, and proceed to kill 80 of the Worgen within the area. Once that's done, you run up to Tobias, who says that we're running out of ammunition and that we should regroup inside. He then rewards you with the steadfast boots for helping out. Tobias then mentions that they had enough ammunition to carry out the Civil War for about another month, but with the Worgen situation, that kind of put a dent into things, pretty much running their ammunition right into the ground. And he says that we don't want to be out here when we completely run out of rounds. From here, you're to head inside the cathedral and speak to Lord Crowley. So you run inside, and you meet up with Lord Crowley. He says that we've killed so many Worgen, but they just keep coming, and that this building is a really good choke point. So I hope you've got some courage, because this kind of feels like the last stand. He wants you to give everything that you've got and kill 8 frenzied stalkers. So you turn around and fight off the Worgen that have made it inside. Once that's done, you head back up to Lord Crowley. He says that they've stopped coming, but that's not a good thing. That's when everything goes south, as the Worgen completely swarm the cathedral. The story jumps forward a bit in time, and you see Lord Godfrey walking up to a cage. Inside is you, but now you've turned into a Worgen. Apparently you had been out running around in the wilderness causing up a fuss, and the Gilneans captured you, keeping you alive because they felt that there may be some hope in saving you in some way. But yeah, now you're here, right outside of Gilneas in the city of Duskhaven, locked up because you're not to be trusted. Guess that bite from Josiah really didn't do you any favors. King Greymane tells you that you need to be strong for what's about to happen. Basically, you're gonna drink a potion that's supposed to keep the beast within you at bay, or it's just gonna kill you. Well, it works, and you're free to roam around, which you end up speaking to Lord Godfrey. He's surprised that the potion that Krenin made didn't kill you. Here's the thing, Lord Godfrey doesn't trust you at all. You're a Worgen, and he's ready to shoot you at any moment. But for now, he wants you to report to Krenin and tell him about the potion's success. So you head into the building nearby to speak to Krenin. He's really excited that the potion that he made is helping you keep control of your body. The effects of the curse can't be fully cured as far as we know, but with treatment, your mind will basically remain yours, and not like some wild animal that we've seen before in other Worgen. Krenin says that we're gonna have to continue treating with medication if there's any chance of reversing this curse. So he needs you to find a crate of mandrake essence to make more of the potion. Now you head out, and once you find the crate, you discover that the vials inside have been smashed to pieces. Next to the crate lies a dead man with a knife in his back, and out in the distance you spot warships by the shore. This is a clear indication that Gilneas is being invaded, and by none other than the Forsaken. So you head back to the town of Duskhaven to inform Mayor Gwen Armstead about what you saw. She freaks out and says that we must mount a defense. Gwen says that the reefs have always protected us from a coastal attack, but with the current earthquake situation going on, it must have opened a passage for the Forsaken to pass through. She wants you to report to Prince Liam to see what you can do to help. So now you head out and meet up with Prince Liam. He's glad that you're alive and says that these Forsaken really need to go. So you're to kill 10 invaders. Plus the horrid abominations, they need to go too. But they're a bit harder to kill. So Liam wants you to grab barrels of gunpowder located beneath the sheds and toss them at the abomination's heads. And when you do that, Liam will take a crack shot and blow them up with his blunderbuss. So you head out and kill the 10 Forsaken invaders, as well as collect the barrels of gunpowder, throwing them at the abominations so Liam can blow them up. After all of that is done, you run back up to Liam, who says that he's gonna have to work hard at not shooting you because of the whole, Worgen thing you got going on there. But Krenin explained to Liam what happened to you, so you're in the clear. Liam seems a bit busy and says that they can handle the situation that's going on over here perfectly fine. He wants you to report back to Mayor Armstead and see what you can do to engage the Forsaken at their landing site. So now you head back to the mayor to report about the forces that Liam was fighting and what he thinks you should do to stop the Forsaken invasion from escalating even further. So now we're officially Worgen. Congratulations. And it looks like the problem with the Forsaken is going to ramp up here pretty quick. Really looking forward to finding out what happens next. So if you're like me and you skipped reading the quest lore, and you want to find out what you missed out on, then this might be the place for you. And if it is, then by all means go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell icon for notifications when I post a new episode. And thank you to the Patreon subscribers for their constant support. It really does help with making these episodes every single week. And with that, we'll see you next time when we find out what happens next in the Tales of Azeroth. And out in the distance, you spot warships